by practicing pharmacist and member of the Iowa House of Representatives, Brett Barker. He joins us, and we are talking about something we've talked about before here on the program. It's pharmacy benefit managers, or PBM. And we're talking about PBM reform in the state of Iowa. Brett, Representative Barker, thanks for joining us here on the program. Appreciate your time. Tell us about the fate of Senate File 383. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here. Yeah, Senate File 383 is something that's a long time coming. I'm excited that Iowa will be put in a position with a lot of other states across the country that have been doing really great PBM reform work. The bill has passed both chambers of the legislature overwhelmingly. It's now in the governor's court, and I'm looking forward to her signing that so that we can take care of patients here in Iowa. Ultimately, the bill adds transparency in a really opaque system. It makes sure that dollars flow to benefit the patient and employers. It makes sure that pharmacies can remain viable in the state, and ultimately provides for patient choice so that they're not forced to use pharmacies that don't care for them at the level that they deserve.
Is this something, Representative Barker, that the governor is sure to sign?
Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but I don't see why she wouldn't. She made rural healthcare access a major point in her state of the state. She's been very supportive of previous PBM reform in the state. She's very supportive of our healthcare infrastructure, and it's right up the alley of things that she's supported in the past. So I'm looking forward to the bill being enacted.
What does this mean for you as a practicing pharmacist?
Yeah, ultimately, we're in a situation where we have a pharmacy closure epidemic in this country. In Iowa in particular, 200 pharmacies have closed in the last decade. Many of those are the only ones in their community or the only ones in their county. And there were over 30 of those just last year. So the rate of closure is increasing. It truly is do or die for pharmacy access in the state. And I think your listeners really would prefer, most of them really would prefer not to get their pharmacy care from a mailbox. They like having somebody that knows them, knows their history, knows their family, knows their health conditions, overlooking their medications and making sure that they're getting the right care.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Talking with State Representative and practicing pharmacist Brett Barker on the morning show, and we're talking about Iowa's PBM reform. That's pharmacy benefit manager, SF383. I have a friend, an old friend, I guess he's now more an acquaintance. I haven't seen him in years, but Tim Story used to run the Claxton Pharmacy near downtown Cedar Rapids. He's been involved, University of Iowa grad. This is something that is huge when you talk about performance for rural Iowa. You look over in Illinois, people were freaking out when their post office was going to close and they would have to go, many miles to go pick up their mail and their other posts that were out there. Think about that with your pharmacy as well. I'm set. If it comes in the mail, that's fine. I could care less. There are a lot of other people, though. They have very particular needs and very particular desires about this. And this helps you take care of them in a very local way.
Correct. Yes, it does. Really, we're looking at preserving that healthcare infrastructure. A lot of times pharmacists are the most highly trained medical professional in a lot of those rural communities. And once the pharmacies leave, we know they're not coming back. It's also a key part of the healthcare ecosystem because we find if the pharmacy access isn't there, then people will go to different medical clinics because they know they need a prescription. And so it's a key part of keeping those clinics alive. It's a key part of keeping those rural communities a place that Iowans want to live. They want to live someplace with services nearby, and pharmacy is a key component of that as well.
You know what? I really appreciate you bringing this to my attention. This is something I'm going to send up the loop to my news people because I think this is something to get out there, just talking about what this does for the state of Iowa. Brett Barker is a practicing pharmacist, member of the Iowa House of Representatives. I appreciate you joining us here on the morning show to talk to us about Senate File 383 and its meaningful pharmacy benefit manager reform to the state of Iowa.